Hey guys, Hastings here and welcome to episode 6 of Mods On, my investigational series on GTA Online, where I attempt to find out which cars have the most effective upgrades. And last week I did kind of promise / mention that you was going to see a car from the new update, and I have delivered for once. This is the Kuruma, not the armoured version, just the normal version. The armoured version's got its own different stats, so we might have to do that at a separate point. Not much else to say, apart from the fact it's based on the Evo 10, and it's completely standard, because this is the standard cars run. So I will jump in, do my warm-up lap, and catch you for the first lap. See you in a sec. Okay, as we come on to the first lap, just had a thought while I was going round. It'd be very interesting to see how this does in comparison to the Sultan, because they're very comparable cars. They're both in sports class, they're both 4 doors, they're both kind of based on a Mitsubishi or Evo, Mitsubishi Evo. I think the Sultan might have a bit of a Subaru in it as well. So they're both kind of very similar. They've both got the 4-wheel drive system. As I say, they're both like 4-door, 4-wheel drive sports cars. So we might see a very good, oh my days, very good flip, that's for sure. Okay, this is a big accident, very big accident. I've lost my door. Okay, very bad first lap. I will catch up with you for the second one very shortly. Okay, we'll come on to the second lap now and try and do better than the first. Haven't driven much on GTA for a while, so I'm feeling slightly rusty. I've just been playing Forza as well, so not very used to the drive mechanic at the moment, but excuses aside, we'll get on with it and see what we can do. This car is part of the update, as I said at the start. You unlock it once you get through the prologue mission. I won't say much more about that, just in case you haven't done it, just so I don't spoil it for you, although the chances, the chances of you doing it are probably, I don't know, 50-50 maybe? Because everyone wants to get on it and straight away and do it immediately. But at the same time, Rockstar's servers have been awful the last few days because there's such high traffic, I guess. And oh my days, can we keep it through and go now? Yeah, that wasn't brilliant. We got further than the first lap though, so we're showing progress. I might be able to do a lap next time. See you for it. Okay, as we come on to the next lap, I'm determined to take it maybe slightly easier and just get a timed lap in, because we've seen before how I've sort of left it to the last lap and the car really hasn't shown its full potential. But going back to the comparison with the Sultan, could be very interesting if it is quite so comparable, because don't forget that is at the top of our table at the moment. Not the fastest car, but it's showing the biggest improvement by quite a margin. I think it was 6.3 seconds off the top of my head. And oh my days, we clicked the same thing again. Okay, another accident in the same place. Bugger. And the next lap's about to start, and I'm determined for it to be a full lap, as this is the penultimate lap. Need to get a good lap in. Okay. This car is quite nice to drive through these sort of open sections. It's a little bit oversteering, which is fine. It's really nice to drive. Like up into this hairpin, it's just planted, it slides out a little bit, but it's pretty nice. Then you get to these sort of tight sections and it's not really very precise. It's very difficult to get through, like the chicane and these tight corners here. Whoa, that was very sideways. That won't help the lap time. Very nearly lost it there. But yeah, even up to this hairpin, it's sort of wide enough to be quite nice. And I've just realised that I'm carrying a little bit of damage from the last crash. I normally reset the car, but I may have slightly forgotten. But it shouldn't make too much of a... bugger. Okay. Okay, we're now coming on to the final lap, and I need to get a time in. Yes, definitely requires a good lap. As I was saying, it's just really not precise enough to get through the chicanes sort of quickly. But it's very nice to drive in these big open areas at the same time. It's really puzzling me as to why I'm crashing so much. When I get it up here, I've crashed, was it twice on that hay bale. That's just because I'm being an idiot and trying to carry too much speed through there and take it to the entire line. But I'm surprised I haven't hit anything through there. The Sultan, I seem to remember, had quite a few issues with understeer through there. But yeah, it's very nice through the hairpins. Basically that whole section of the track we've just done, apart from the bit with the hay bales, it was very nice through. And then we get down to here and it's just not quite precise enough and a little bit too oversteery. But yeah, I think that's just gonna affect our time a little bit, but not enough. Oh my days, that might though. A very scrappy lap, but we have finished it, so I'll move on to the fully upgraded car. I'm back with a fully upgraded version of the car. I can't really bother to talk you through them all again. You know what it's got, standard stuff, every upgrade, including my nice visual ones. It does have red neon, which you can just about see if I put it at that angle, but it's a bit too daylight for that. Very nice looking car in my opinion. I do like it with this rear wing or is this the standard one? Yeah, there is a ridiculously big wing you can put on it, but I prefer the standard one. Anyway, I'll go and do my warm-up lap, and hopefully it'll be easy to drive. See you soon. Okay guys, let's go on to the first lap and see what we can do! It definitely feels... it's weird, it feels heavier, which is good because it's more planted. But kind of buggered that up there, didn't I? Alright, I'll see you for the next one. Okay, let's see what we can do on the next lap. I'll try and mess it up slightly later on in the lap, so I've got longer to talk this time. Well, hopefully we'll get a full lap in. But yeah, as I was saying, this car feels a lot heavier, which is fine by me. It means it understeers a little bit more, which is great. That's quicker. Generally. It's generally quicker than oversteer. But it just feels more planted, more precise, and harder to drive apparently, because I've messed up again already. This is ridiculous. Once I crash, I get rid of the rest of the lap, and it's really easy to drive, and I think, oh, this is brilliant. Get back on live camera and drive again, and it's... see you in a sec. Okay guys, I had a wide run around that corner, but we're starting the next lap regardless. Yes, this really is annoying, because I keep messing up when I'm talking and doing the live cam, but it's brilliant to drive apart from that, take my word for it. Next lap. Let's get on to the next penultimate lap and see if we can do any better. And yeah, really do take my word for it. It's really nice to drive as soon as I get off camera, but I just seem to be messing it up as soon as it comes to a time lap. But at least we've made it through the first section this time, and I genuinely think this could put in a pretty competitive lap time, because it is really nice to drive. It's just, it does exactly what I expect of it. It's very neutral. It's very, well, it's pretty quick in a straight line. It doesn't particularly understeer, it doesn't oversteer. It's just nice to drive. It does exactly what I expect of it, and I realise that I repeat myself during that, but I can't emphasise that enough. I'm just hoping that I can... oh my days, that wasn't brilliant. At least it got four-wheel drive. Yeah, I'm just hoping that I don't let the car down with my terrible driving, which I definitely have been so far. I was going a bit fast into the hairpin back there, so I just used the handbrake to get round, and we actually managed to get a lap in before the last lap. So that's definitely one better than the standard car. I'm having a pretty poor driving week this week, very close to messing it up on the barriers through there. And we're going to let the car do its thing along the bridge, using all that extra power it's got from the turbos and the engine and the whatnot. And hopefully we can, now we've got a decent lap in, we can sort of go a little bit quicker, but still keep it clean and run a bit wide through that section. It was so good through that corner earlier, when I was off camera, that I took out the pole on the inside. That's how responsive it was. That was weird. I thought I was going to hit the barrier on the inside, so just rip the handbrake a bit to drag the car out wide, and it seemed to work rather nicely. This chicane I really rather detest, and I seem to have got through there better than last lap, going into the final corner now, using the handbrake again because I kind of messed up the exit, and we've actually got 2 half-decent laps in. So I will look at the scores and catch up with you shortly. So now we move on to the times. The standard car did a 1 minute 6.2, which is marginally faster than the standard Sultan. The fully upgraded car did a 1 minute 1.5 roughly, which was over a second slower than the upgraded Sultan. It resulted in a net gain of 4.7-ish seconds, which is slightly less than the Blade and a lot less than the Sultan. It split the two muscle cars and it's gone pretty much in the middle of the leaderboard. And I'm very confused by this because I've had certain different theories about how different cars would do, different classes or different faster or slower or whatnot. But it looks like so far that it's just completely random and I've got no means of predicting anything. So, yeah, it's over a second slower fully upgraded time than Sultan. And the gain is about a second and a half less. So, if you're racing standard cars, get the Kuruma. If you're racing fully upgraded cars, get the Sultan. If you're me, get both. Hastings out. Goodbye.